And let's first get you all the latest numbers on the coronavirus crisis and the outbreak in India. The government has confirmed that the total cases right now stands at 1,45,380. The death toll is 4,167. Maharashtra is the worst affected state. Let's break down the numbers from Maharashtra. The number of cases now is at 52,667. The death toll is 1,695. Majority of those cases being reported in the city of Mumbai. Over to Tamil Nadu, the second worst affected state, where there are in fact 17,092 cases of coronavirus with 118 deaths also being reported so far. In Gujarat, the total cases stand at 14,460 with the death toll at 888. Those are the latest figures as of 6:30 this morning. We're also rounding up the top 5 developments. Cases continue to rise in Madhya Pradesh's Indore with 79 cases reported in the last 24 hours. The total cases in the city has now crossed the 3,000 mark. A total of 119 people have lost their lives in Indore, taking the state death toll above the 300 mark. No end to the migrant crisis in Mumbai. Hundreds of migrants gathered at Mumbai's Lokmanya Tilak terminus in the wee hours of the day, waiting to board a train back home. Police was present at the station, ensuring social distancing was maintained. Most of the crowd has now, in fact, been dispersed at the station. Multinational electronics giant Nokia on Tuesday said that it has suspended operations at a telecoms gear manufacturing plant in Tamil Nadu as some employees tested positive for COVID-19. Nokia did not disclose how many workers at the plant at Sriperumbudur in Tamil Nadu tested positive, but sources say that there were at least 42 infected. In what comes as major relief for Air India flyers, the airline has confirmed that all those with travel dates from March 23rd to May 31st and have had their flight cancelled will be allowed to book available flights in the future. They can book any flight available until August without any extra charge. Rerouting charges will be waived, but applicable difference of fare will be charged. As a part of India's mega Vande Bharat mission to get stranded Indians abroad back home, over 30,000 have been evacuated so far. Civil aviation ministers tweeted saying that nearly 158 flights have operated since May 7th. Another 49,000 people are expected to fly back till mid-June. And our top focus this morning, the Karnataka government has decided to allow temples to reopen in the state. This will be from June 1st. The order paves way for over 34,500 temples in the state to reopen. Karnataka is the first state to make such an announcement. The state government will issue a detailed standard operating procedure in this regard. Responding to India Today, Karnataka's Minority Welfare Department stated that no decision has been taken on the reopening of mosques or churches. Now, the opposition has questioned this move and demanded the reopening of mosques as well as churches.
See, they should not create any confusion about it. They have closed it altogether. And there is a reason for what they have closed, and we have all accepted it and supported it. So the same way, in that same manner, the government should open all the religious places together and allow everybody to conduct their religious program and prayers and namaz and all those things. So I don't see that they should announce only for one section. When they did it for everybody together. So if they are trying to do politics with this, it is not correct. Everything should be open together, or if everything is going to be closed, let everything be closed. We have no issues with both. They cannot open only one and keep the others closed. No?
Very surprising to note that that he is yet to take a decision on the churches or the mosque. He is unable to take a decision, he says that. Here the question is not the caste or creed. The question is that social maintenance is very important. As per WHO guidelines, and safety of the people also very important. So in such cases, what actually ministers should call meeting with the religious heads of the particular community or of all the communities, and equal opportunity should be given, and by maintaining the social concern, whatever is it.
Now, a day after domestic flight operations, days after, in fact, it resumed across the country, a passenger flying on board an Indigo flight from Chennai to Coimbatore has tested positive for coronavirus. The case was discovered after an air passenger coming into Coimbatore tested for coronavirus at the airport. Initially, the 24-year-old passenger was admitted to the ESI hospital in Coimbatore. Indigo, in its official statement, said that no one else was seated in the infected passenger's vicinity, significantly reducing the possibility of transmission. All passengers who were on the same flight with the patient are being tested and will have to be under home quarantine for the next 14 days. Indigo Airlines has issued a statement saying that the passenger was seated with all precautionary measures, including a face mask, face shield and gloves, and no one else was seated near his seat, significantly reducing this possibility of transmission. The airline has grounded the cabin crew and pilot for 14 days. Shifting focus and getting you all the latest updates from Maharashtra, which is the worst affected state by COVID-19. In the last 24 hours, Maharashtra has reported 2,091 new COVID cases and 97 deaths, making it the highest death toll to be reported in a single day. The total number of cases in Maharashtra is now inching towards the 54,000 mark. A total of 16,954 have made a full recovery in the state, with 1,168 people being discharged in the last 24 hours. Financial capital Mumbai, that has become the epicenter of rising COVID cases, has more than 32,000 cases. Mumbai recorded 1,002 new cases and 39 deaths in the last 24 hours. Maharashtra now accounts for nearly 37% of the COVID cases in India. So what's playing out in Maharashtra is the country's worst nightmare, and as coronavirus cases show no signs of letting up, politics amid the pandemic sadly continues to prevail.
When politics as usual is rudely disturbed by an acute adversity or a crisis, then what does the political leadership do? Well, a crisis or even a pandemic is perfect opportunity to play some good old politics. Cut to the state of Maharashtra. While the coronavirus is extracting the heaviest toll from the state, while Mumbai now is the second city in the world to daily register the maximum number of positive cases. The blood feud between the BJP and the Mahagadi is once again bubbling over. The backdrop? COVID-19.
महानगरपालिका आणि राज्य शासनाचे हॉस्पिटल आहे ती लष्कराच्या ताब्यात द्यावी तरच काय परिस्थिती सुधारू शकते असं मला वाटतं. या सरकारची कोरोनाशी सामना करायची क्षमता नसल्याने हे सरकारला आता नारळ द्यावा आणि राष्ट्रपती राजवट आणावी.
राष्ट्रपति राजवट का सपना मत देखिए. अगर कोई देखता है ना तो वापस वो जग नहीं जाएगा, वो सपने में ही रहेगा. राष्ट्रपति राजवट की अगर बात कोई करता है तो सबसे फिट केस है तो गुजरात स्टेट है. अब देखिए.
And while politics over a pandemic brewed, a series of political meetings once again gave wind to the rumor. Is there instability in the Mahagadi? While the Sena NCP insist that the alliance is intact, there is a growing difference between the leadership on handling the COVID crisis. While Sharad Pawar reportedly keen to relax the lockdown, Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray favors a more conservative approach. Patching over these cracks was reportedly the reason of the meeting between Sharad Pawar and Uddhav Thackeray. Adding another twist on Tuesday, Rahul Gandhi, when questioned on the Maha-COVID crisis, with one statement, washed his hands off the surmounting toll of the pandemic on the state.
We are supporting the government in Maharashtra, but we are not the key decision maker in Maharashtra. We are the key decision maker in Punjab. We are the key decision maker in Chhattisgarh, in Rajasthan, in Pondicherry. So there is a difference between running a government and supporting a government.
Not only did Rahul expose the long-standing fissures in an uneasy alliance, but also gave easy fodder to an eager opposition.
और राहुल गांधी जी का ये बयान कि हम सरकार में तो है पर हमारे कोई सुन नहीं रहा, हम सरकार में तो है पर हमारी सुनवाई नहीं होती, हमें वहां बोलने का अधिकार नहीं है, मुझे लगता है इस प्रकार का स्टेटमेंट ये बिल्कुल अपनी जिम्मेदारी को झटक देने जैसा है. अपनी जिम्मेदारी से भागने जैसा है।
This pandemic is trial by fire for all state governments and an acid test for this man, battling it out on all fronts. As the COVID toll rises in his state, his lack of administrative experience might be put to its biggest test. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, questions loom over what exactly will happen after May 31st when lockdown 4.0 ends. There's no official word yet, but here's an inside scoop. Sources have told India Today that states will have a greater say on the way forward as well as decisions pertaining to relaxation of curbs. It is likely that more trains will be allowed to operate from June 1st. Meanwhile, there are indications that lockdown curbs may be eased further in some states. After allowing buses to ply, the Delhi government now wants metro train services to start soon. Representatives of Shopping Centre Association of India stated that the Karnataka Chief Minister has assured them that there will be a decision on the opening of malls and shopping centres after consulting the centre. Now, India has vowed not to back down in view of Chinese aggression. This as Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a crucial meeting with the three service chiefs and CDS General Bipin Rawat to review the current situation in Ladakh. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval was also present at this crucial meet last evening. Sources say that the top military brass apprised Prime Minister Modi about the evolving situation in eastern Ladakh. From today, a 3-day biennial Army Commanders Conference that will be attended by the Army brass will begin in New Delhi amid the ongoing confrontation with China. Sources say that the operational issues at the line of actual control with China and the line of control with Pakistan are likely to come up for discussion.
India Today was the first to literally show you the tensions in Ladakh. Images that have now become the face of the military standoff. But despite multiple rounds of talks spread over 22 days, the Chinese aren't backing off, and the situation hasn't been diffused. Let's first take you through the latest from the ground. At least 5,000 Chinese troops have been diverted from a military exercise to amass close to the line of actual control. While they haven't crossed the border, they remain nearby, and with conflicting perceptions of the border, things are very tense. But as we reported to you first, the Indian Army is matching the Chinese troop for troop across the four major standoff areas in the Galwan River Valley as well as the northern banks of the Pangong Lake. Indian forces are now also being ferried by aircraft and helicopter to the front via the world's highest airstrip at Daulat Beg Oldi. The troops are being positioned across the standoff zones in eastern Ladakh, as well as to fully deter any Chinese advance towards the northern sectors of Ladakh. The situation has escalated steeply since the 5th of May, when troops on both sides engaged in a violent brawl on the banks of the Pangong Lake. A brawl similar but smaller in size than the infamous 2017 brawl that made viral worldwide headlines. India Today has now learnt disturbing new facts about this latest fight on the 5th of May. Chinese army troops are understood to have used barbed wire wrapped clubs and stones to attack the Indian army forces. Indian troops retaliated despite larger Chinese troop numbers. It was the ugliness of this attack that was followed by such a sharp escalation.
This ingress by Chinese troops is to overlook or to threaten the line of communication, which is the road Darbuk, Shiok or DBO. DBO, as we are aware, is the latest airfield that India had operationalized about over 2 years back.
We have made it categorically clear that under no circumstances will we stop work on the infrastructure, nor would India compromise on its sovereignty and integrity under any circumstance. Chinese are trying to put huge pressure on India for several reasons. A, they do not want India to join hands with the Western world in condemning China as far as the origin of virus is concerned.
India's last standoff with China in Doklam lasted 76 days. The Ladakh standoff is 22 days in and counting. With Manjeet Negi in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
And India Today is also the only channel which is present at Ground Zero. India Today's Ashraf Wani reports from near the line of actual control, approximately about 20 kilometers from that standoff point. Here's their exclusive report.
Ladakh. This scenic landscape is the theatre of an intense standoff between two Asian giants. India Today, the first news channel to reach Ground Zero, and it's the sight of the Indian tricolour fluttering high that welcomes us. But an eerie silence in Ladakh is hiding simmering tensions. The signs are visible. India has bolstered its defences by rushing in reinforcements to deter Chinese misadventures and match the Red Army presence.
When China is not only building the number of troops on the line of actual control, but here you can see in these visuals where these roads are heading towards the line of actual control, you can see the movement of the Indian troops equally here on the line of control. Not only the men from the Indian Army are being deployed on the line of actual control, but other necessary equipment and the accessories are also being sent towards the line of actual control. There is not any kind of fence on the LAC, and there is only the perception. Chinese perception is different, Indian perception is different about the different areas here on LAC, but this time the Chinese troops have built their army deployment inside the Indian perception territory here in Ladakh near Pangong Lake.
Locals too are tense as the standoff between India and China escalates.
बहरहाल चीन से ऑलरेडी पहले से भी खतरा था और ये खतरा हमेशा रहेगा क्योंकि चीन और इंडिया का जो है आपस में थोड़ा हमेशा वो लगा रहता है हमेशा तो इसलिए हाँ दुश्मनी तो लगा रहता है इसलिए हमारे सेना को चौकन्ना रहना हमेशा जरूरी है इस एरिया में.
China first raised the stakes, deploying 5,000 PLA troops. India then went ahead and matched the Chinese deployment, soldier to soldier, bunker to bunker, tent for tent. The Chinese aggression is evident. After bringing heavy vehicles into the Galwan Valley, Beijing did the same at the Pangong Tso area. India is not taking any chances, ramping up its defences by deploying the Ladakh Scouts Regiment, specially trained in high-altitude warfare, to replace the Indo-Tibetan border police in conflict areas.
During the last incursions, the Chinese army was being sent back with the negotiations from the Indian territory, but this time not only the number of troops which are building on the line of actual control from Chinese side are more, but also they are making some permanent structures on the line of control and are also objecting on the activities of the Indian army near line of control. There are efforts on between the two countries to sort out the issues with the mutual understanding, with the negotiations, but the Indian Army sources have also made it clear that this time they are going to respond to each and every aggression of Chinese PLA here on LAC in Ladakh. Ashraf Wani with Roof Ahmed in Ladakh.
And amid the standoff between India and China along the line of actual control, let's also talk about what's happening along the Indo-Nepal border, where again there's been some tension in which there are questions now over China's role. India-Nepal relations have been on the strain after Defence Minister Rajnath Singh inaugurated an 80-kilometre long motorable road from Dharchula in Uttarakhand to Lipu Lake to facilitate movement of pilgrims for the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra on May 8th. Now, when completed, the road will reduce travel time from 21 days to just 1 day. Tensions have been prevailing in the border areas after Nepal objected to this road construction. Nepal claims that the road passes through Nepalese territory. India, though, has rejected this claim, asserting that the road lies completely within our territory. Nepal even released a map claiming that Lipu Lake is a part of its territory. When India Today visited the border areas and spoke to the people, they claimed that China, in fact, has been inciting Nepal to raise this unnecessary border dispute.
हमारे पुरखों के समय से ही काला पानी भारत का अभिन्न अंग रहा है और आगे भी रहेगा कि नेपाल बेफालतू का एक राजनीतिक विवाद पैदा कर रहा है चाइना के संरक्षण में आके कि कोरोना के माध्यम से लोगों को बहकाया जाए भड़काया जाए, इसीलिए बेफालतू का एक राजनीतिक मुद्दा बना दिया गया। भारत का ही अभिन्न अंग है काला पानी, इसमें कोई डाउट नहीं।
India is a very big the country. It's a friendly country. It's like a big brother. People are looking for us. I don't think there should be any kind of aggression or anything with the Nepal or with any other countries.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.